Hey, good afternoon, people. How's everyone doing? Good afternoon. Okay, so I guess we should start now because it's already 3:05. Good afternoon. So we're going to be starting with group discussion today. Now, in order to have a successful group discussion, the first thing I need to know is how many participants are actually going to participate. अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता है कि पार्टिसिपेट कौन करने वाला है तो फिर ये ग्रुप डिस्कशन, ये जो पूरा मॉड्यूल है, ये सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा. तो कैन आई प्लीज हैव अ शो ऑफ हैंड्स और some kind of a way in which I can know. Let's say, let me check the list. Okay, so Madhuri and Mayuri have raised their hands. Okay, very good. Mansi has raised a hand. Okay, thank you. Madhuri, Mayuri, Mansi. Chaitrali, Reshma, okay, thank you. What about the rest of the students? Are you guys present? Or is this just on somewhere? Rest of the students, can you all hear me? Are you all going to participate or is this? कुछ बोलो, हाँ, yes, no, anything? Where's Harshada? Harshada usually responds.
हाँ, yes sir, yes sir.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Now I join.
Okay. Okay, very simple rule for these 2 days, these 2 hours, that is today and tomorrow, when we do our group discussion, only students that interact in the class, in the session, when the group discussion is going on, will be marked present. Okay. If you guys are not interacting in the session, then I'm sorry. I'm going to send this list across to your sir, and there is no point you being in the lecture. You might as well leave. Only those who are interacting will be marked present. I think I should put that down on the chat as well so that everyone knows. Madhuri, at the end of the session, I will give you a list of all the students who have interacted. Please ensure it's given to Yogesh sir.
Yes, sir.
So right now I have only Madhuri, Mayuri, Mansi, Chetrali, Reshma and Harshada who have responded to me. So the rest of the guys, I don't know what's up with you guys, but if you don't want to be in the lecture, you don't be, but unless you respond to me. Okay, yeah, Snail, I'll add your name as well. Okay, so let's not waste any more time and get started with this. First of all, what is a group discussion, right? Now, a group discussion is a very open sort of a activity that is done. It is done in different situations. Sometimes when you have interviews, or sometimes when you have different departments in a company coming together to work on some project or to brainstorm on some problem. Then we have group discussions. Now, why is group discussion such an important part? Group discussions are important because it is a chance for you to stand out as an individual in front of a group and get exposure to different perspectives, different people from different departments or different lines of work, or it could simply be about understanding other people's points of view. Yeah. So what we are going to be doing in this group discussion is we're going to try and understand key what are the behaviors, acceptable behaviors that we need to follow and we need to practice so that we are skilled at having a good group discussion in front of whenever we have such a situation in front of us. Now, having a group discussion is not very complicated. You just have to keep a few things in mind, which we will do over the course of this module. What I'm going to try and do is, since there are about, how many students are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since there are just 7 students who are present today in this session, who are willing to interact, what we'll do is we'll come up with a topic. Then we'll have 50% students speak for it and 50% students speak against it. Or not against it, but not for it in the sense. So what we'll do is we'll have that kind of a healthy debate, or we can keep it open where everyone is just presenting their point of view. But what is important is there should also be opposing views. ठीक है, ग्रुप डिस्कशन में हमेशा opposing views होना बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो वो ग्रुप डिस्कशन इतना इफेक्टिव नहीं होता है. So we have to pick such a topic where there is an opposing view ताकि थोड़ा सा discussion हो वो topic को लेके. Right? If all 7 people are in agreement, then I wouldn't call it a successful group discussion. Okay, so we will learn how to handle such situations, how to speak and make sure that it does not feel that we're interrupting someone, and how to display confidence while talking, and how to put a point across in such a way that it sounds genuine and we are empathizing with the other person in front of us, but we're not like being rude or trying to slam them down, respecting their beliefs and boundaries, but yet putting our point across. So that's what we're going to learn in this group discussion. Let's first cover a few points about how we're going to be, what are the prerequisites of a group discussion, and what are the main characteristics of a group discussion. Let's go through all that first. Okay. Now, what are the different components of a group discussion? The very first component of a group discussion is there has to be purpose. There has to be some purpose in the group discussion. Purpose could be any subject, any topic. It could be ranging from just common points of view, common opinions that people want to share about. Say, suppose your college has removed some new policy or some new rule, which is affecting everyone. So that becomes the topic for group discussion. How many people are for that policy? How many are against it? How many are neutral? What are the benefits to the students? What are the benefits to the faculties? What are the disadvantages, and so on and so forth? So that becomes the purpose of the group discussion. Now, before entering into a group discussion, there needs to be a lot of planning that needs to happen. Now, in this case, it is going to be just you and me. So that's individuals, right? But sometimes it is in a group. So what happens is you will have groups who are for it, who are against it, who are maybe neutral or want to have something else only altogether. So there's a lot of planning that goes into making such discussions, such group discussions successful. We'll talk a little bit about planning later, about how you can actually plan and make it a success. But for now on, just remember that we need purpose. And once we have the purpose, we need to plan. Then lastly is participation. Participation in a group discussion is the ultimate component of it, because without participating and making it, putting your points across and, in such a way that it is effective. सिर्फ एक group में जाके बात करना is not important. The point is the other person should be convinced by what you're saying. And unless and until the other person is not convinced, your goal will not be met and it will not be a successful group discussion. So participation is the critical thing, where you participate in such a way that your points are put across and there is a great deal of effectiveness that happens. So purpose, planning and participation. ये तीन चीजें हमेशा याद रखना है group discussion में. So let's talk about some of the measurable dimensions in a group discussion. Now, what are the measurable dimensions? Measurable dimensions मतलब क्या होता है कि what are some dimensions what are some aspects that you can actually measure that will stand out in a group discussion? Okay, so अभी हम suppose मैं group discussion में जा रहा हूँ, अभी एक topic है और मुझे मेरा so and so perspective है जो present करना है. Now, when someone is listening to you, what are the things that you are being rated on? Right? Suppose you go for an interview and there's a group discussion. So all these people who are ready, who have come for the interview are sitting and ready for a group discussion. अभी तुम्हारा जो interviewer है, वो बैठ के सुनेगा तुमको, right? देखेगा तुम कैसे interact कर रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो. वो ये सब points ढूंढेगा कि ये सब कर रहे हो क्या आप, ये सब ऐसे, are you presenting your points this way or not? So what is the first thing? First thing is you need to have valid content. Content आपका थोड़ा interesting होना चाहिए. इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है कि वो कंटेंट क्या है, मतलब इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है इन द सेंस इट डजंट हैव टू बी सम इन डेप्थ वेरी हाई फंडा सम डीप रिसर्च, बट इट नीड्स टू हैव सॉलिड कंटेंट. एक वैल्यू होना चाहिए उसमें और सुन के ऐसे लगना चाहिए कि हाँ ये अच्छा पॉइंट है, राइट? सो द कंटेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देयर नीड्स टू बी गुड कंटेंट. सेकंड पॉइंट इज यू नीड टू टेक इनिशिएटिव. एक ग्रुप डिस्कशन में हमेशा ये नहीं होगा कि इंटरव्यूअर आपको बोलेगा कि ओके यू स्टैंड अप एंड यू टॉक, ओके यू टॉक. नहीं, आपको सामने से इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे इनिशिएटिव लेना चाहिए. और ये एक आपका सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि मैं जब भी इंटरव्यू मैंने दिया है और जब भी मुझे ग्रुप डिस्कशन में डाला गया था, तो आई ऑलवेज मेड इट अ पॉइंट कि मैं सबसे पहले बात करूं. तो उससे क्या होता है कि इमीडिएटली आप लाइमलाइट में आ जाते हो. You immediately become someone who is confident and who is willing to take a lead, और आपके बाद सब शुरू हो जाते हैं. So content is important and taking the initiative is also important. Then you need to be listening and reacting. हमेशा याद रखना कि impulsively react नहीं करना है, सोचना है, सुन के सोचना है, समझना है, उसके बाद आपको react करना है. So you need to keep an open mind. You need to listen very carefully. Then you need to respectfully disagree. अभी ये usually जब हम disagree करते हैं तो हम थोड़ा सा emotional हो जाते हैं कि नहीं, मुझे नहीं agree करना है तुम्हारे साथ, तुम गलत हो, मुझे ऐसा जो भी है. So that is not the right way to disagree. How you disagree respectfully. So you could say something like, well, I respectfully disagree with your opinion. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I understand your point of view. I'm not against it. But as far as I'm concerned, I've seen that so and so thing is also true. तो रिस्पेक्टफुली डिसएग्री किया आपने. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज यू आर माइंडफुल ऑफ अदर्स टाइम एंड कंटेंट. अभी ग्रुप डिस्कशन में क्या होता है, टाइम फ्रेम तो हमेशा होता ही है हर चीज में. आपको मतलब पूरा दिन नहीं बैठाएंगे ग्रुप डिस्कशन में. सो यू विल हैव प्रोबब्ली 1 minute, 30 seconds or 1 minute. So you have to ensure that you finish your point in that time and give others the opportunity to talk and come forward with their point. It is not about you being right. It is about making sure that everyone has the opportunity to speak. अगर आप right हो तो आपका point अपने आप across आ जाएगा. आपको 30 सेकेंड्स मिले तो आप 30 सेकेंड्स में वो पॉइंट बोल सकते हो. बट इफ एवरीवन डज नॉट गेट अ चांस टू स्पीक, देन इट डज नॉट मैटर हाउ स्ट्रॉन्ग योर पॉइंट इज, बिकॉज देयर विल स्टिल बी रिजेंटमेंट इन द ग्रुप, और सबको ऐसे लगा कि अरे यार सबको तो चांस ही नहीं मिला बोलने को, राइट? Then there needs to be inclusion, which means that everyone needs to be included. There needs to be 100% participation, and you can probably अगर आप group discussion lead कर रहे हो तो आप encourage कर सकते हो दूसरों को भी participate करने में. And last but not least, there needs to be a summary. So whenever you are in a group discussion, if the need arises, you can also summarize whatever are the perspectives said while presenting your point. So you can say so and so has this opinion, so and so has this opinion, and somehow it appears this way, and therefore so and so is the whatever. So these are some measurable dimensions in a group discussion. ये सब आपको बायट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आप थोड़ा सा अभी प्रैक्टिस के टाइम पे ध्यान देंगे तो you will automatically start doing all this stuff. It's not very complicated, it's very simple. But if you do have any questions, please पूछें मुझे अभी. Any questions on these points?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
So if we are opposing in some particular point, then we can't say anything which is in favor with that point or topic.
If you are opposing a certain point, then you cannot say. This question नहीं समझा आपने.
अगर उस पॉइंट पे हम मतलब एक फिक्स रख के चाहिए क्या, ऐसा डिसएग्री कर रहे तो डिसएग्री कर रहे हैं, ऐसा मतलब फेवर में कुछ भी नहीं बोल सकते क्या उसके?
नहीं बोल सकते हैं ना, बिल्कुल बोल सकते हैं. आपका जो ओपिनियन है आप बोल सकते हो ग्रुप डिस्कशन.
You said it should be a debate, no? So that's why I'm asking.
मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ आपका
मतलब
question.
ऐसे वो डिबेट है ना, तो अगर हम अपोजिंग पार्टी में से है और उस ग्रुप में से है तो हमें सभी वो कैसे गलत है वही प्रूव करना है ना.
हाँ, तो इन केस ऑफ अ डिबेट, यस, आपको ऐसे वो गलत है तो वो प्रूव करना है, राइट? पर ग्रुप डिस्कशन में थोड़ा सा माहौल ठंडा होता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक अ हीटेड डिबेट एग्जैक्टली. तो ग्रुप डिस्कशन के टाइम पे आपको किसी को गलत प्रूफ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, और किसी को ऐसा, द गोल देयर इज नॉट टू शो समबडी दैट दे आर रॉन्ग. द गोल इज टू रिस्पेक्टफुली डिसएग्री एंड प्रेजेंट योर ओपिनियन. इन अ डिबेट दैट्स करेक्ट, यस. Yeah, in a debate that's correct. Yes, you will have to, obviously, because it's a debate, you're trying to prove the other person wrong, तो थोड़ा heated हो जाता है.
हाँ, मतलब फर्स्ट ईयर में जब हुआ था ना तभी भी हमारा यही क्वेश्चन था सर से कि जैसे डिबेट में होता है कि हम वो टॉपिक को कैसे डिसएग्री करते हैं ये बोलना है, तो इसमें ऐसा नहीं है ना कंपल्सरी?
नहीं, not at all.
सर बोला था कि जीडीएम में अगर आपको कुछ पॉइंट से एग्री करना है तो वो आप कैसे उसके फेवर में एडवांटेजेस है वो भी बता सकते हैं और कैसे वो डिसएडवांटेजेस है वो भी बता सकते हैं.
एब्सोल्युटली, क्योंकि ये ग्रुप डिस्कशन जो होता है, ये इट इज प्योरली अ डिस्कशन. एज अ ग्रुप यू आर कमिंग एंड प्रेजेंटिंग योर पर्सपेक्टिव्स एंड देन प्रोबेबली एग्रीइंग ऑन अ कॉमन वे फॉरवर्ड. अभी समझो, जैसे मैंने अभी समझो एक कॉलेज ने आपकी पॉलिसी निकाली कुछ, तो अभी पॉलिसी समझो पास नहीं हुए, बट स्टूडेंट्स को बोल दिया चलो आपस में डिस्कस करो और फाइंड आउट करो कि कैसा पॉलिसी है. तभी वो डिबेट थोड़ी हुआ, वो एक डिस्कशन हुआ. तो ऑल स्टूडेंट्स विल कम टुगेदर, they'll discuss the policy, what are the benefits, what are the this, and then finally they will come to an agreement. So it is something like that.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Okay.
हाँ,
Debate is
मतलब अभी अगर दो ग्रुप भी बने तो हम एग्री भी कर सकते हैं, डिसएग्री भी कर सकते हैं.
करेक्ट. अग्री भी कर सकते हैं, डिसएग्री भी कर सकते हैं, पर आइडियली दो ग्रुप जब बनते हैं तो 100% एग्रीमेंट नहीं होता है. देयर इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी सम डिसएग्रीमेंट समवेयर. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप 100% हर चीज को लेके अग्री हो, राइट? लेकिन डिबेट में क्या होता है, डिबेट में पता है चलो ये टू ये अगेंस्ट है और ये फोर है, तो दैट इज वेरी क्लियर. बट ग्रुप डिस्कशन में ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. ग्रुप डिस्कशन में डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस हो सकते हैं.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? How do you prepare for a group discussion? Let's move on to the next slide now. Important point to remember while preparing for a group discussion is you need to get your जो आपका content है, जो first point है हमने बात किया है, always first you need to get your content in place. Without the content you will not be able to, without doing any research, you will not be able to get your matter. So your content needs to be very strong. You need to have an unbiased approach when you look up for content, because chances are, suppose मैं बोलता हूँ आपको कि द टाइटैनिक पे हम ग्रुप डिस्कशन करने वाले हैं, अभी टाइटैनिक का जो बुक है वो सबके पास अवेलेबल है, आपके पास भी होगा और बाकी लोगों के पास भी होगा अवेलेबल, राइट? सो द पॉइंट इज always try and get as much information and as factual information as possible, so that when you're presenting your points, it comes across as what it actually is and not some version of what you have thought or what you've made up. So that is one thing you need to be mindful of. Secondly, very important to not get too attached to your own perspective. ज़्यादा attach हो जाते तो क्या होता है, फिर वो emotions we are not able to control our emotions in such a situation. So it is important to not get too attached during while preparing for a group discussion. Always try and remember that there are some things that people will agree with you on, there are some things that people will not agree with you on, and unfortunately or fortunately, that's how things will always be. So preparing for GD is the most important thing is you do your own research and get as much content out as possible. And that will ensure that you are ready for the group discussion. Now, here are some common problems or mistakes that we make when we are in a group discussion. First of all, what happens is we start to interrupt others. Interrupt मतलब क्या होता है? Interrupt मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि कोई मतलब समझो अभी मैं बोलता हूँ चलो let's start, फिर मतलब कोई बोलता है और फिर दूसरा भी बोलता है. That is not interruption. Interruption ये होता है कि जब कोई कुछ बोल रहा है उसके बीच में तुम उसको रुकाओ. You make him stop. Excuse me, please stop. So that's an interruption. So you should never interrupt someone. Let them finish their point and let them say whatever they have to say. Unless they are going on and it's been 5 minutes or something and they're not stopping, then it's a different thing. Then you can probably suggest that, excuse me, please, it's already time. But then the person in charge can, whoever is in charge of the group discussion can do that. But it is paramount that aap interrupt mat karo kisi ko, because otherwise that reflects very poorly on you. Then next point is not knowing what to say. Now this again ties into the previous slide where it is important to do your research. Points आपके पास होने बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि एक ग्रुप डिस्कशन में अगर आपको पता ही नहीं आपको क्या बात करना तो थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. So always know that, always have some matter, some content which you can rely on and use when you want to speak. Then not enough time to speak. ये भी एक बहुत important चीज है. देखो time हमेशा limited ही होता है, जो भी चीज हो, presentation skills हो, interview हो, there's always limited time. So you need to position your information in such a way that you're able to successfully give out all the information in a short span of time, briefly, so that everyone understands. Then you should know how to lead. अभी एक group discussion में क्या होता है? Group discussion में कोई leader नहीं होता है. Yeah, there will be an interviewer who's probably looking over, but there's no real leader. Or group discussion में usually interruption, मतलब ऐसा कोई chances of it going haywire are very high. So you need to be smart enough and display that leadership quality where you are actually taking the center ground and managing all the information that is being spoken and ensuring that all parties have an equal opportunity to speak. Now in our group discussion, I'm of course going to be there, but I will only interrupt or get in the middle the moment I feel the conversation is going completely haywire or out of control. So you should understand how to lead. Next is how to follow. Sometimes it is also important to allow the other person to take lead and you follow what they're saying, because it is important when the other person presents their perspective, we allow them to take the lead and we follow them. Okay, so this is your point. Let's hear you out and let's see where your discussion or where your point takes us. So then you allow them to speak and you follow their lead. Okay, that is also very, it's a good character of a person who is good at working in a team. So that is very important, how to follow. Last but not least, ask questions. If something is not clear, once you've made your point or once someone else has made your point and you need more clarification, ask questions so that you can then get more insight and more depth into what the other person's perspective is and what exactly is the point they're putting across. So these are some common mistakes and problems that we can be mindful of and avoid, and which will make us more effective at group discussion. Is this slide clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the rest of the students? Please check the slide once again and see if you have any doubts. Okay, so now we'll jump directly into the activity. Now here's what I want you guys to do. First of all, I want suggestions for topics. I want you guys to give me suggestion for topics for a group discussion. और मुझे ना ऐसे मतलब जो नॉर्मल टॉपिक्स है मत दो यार, सोशल मीडिया और कोविड और वो सब, कुछ अलग अलग टॉपिक्स दे दो. So let's take 5 minutes and think about topics for a group discussion. Okay, and just put it in a chat and send the message to everyone so that everyone can see the topics. Think about topics for a group discussion.
Two deadlines destroy creativity.
Okay, so discussion about Union Budget India 2021-2022. Ban on Chinese app in India. Okay. Do deadlines destroy creativity? Is technology making us less human? Whether we should invest in cryptocurrency or not, is it legal or illegal in our country? Very nice. क्षेत्राली ई लर्निंग में क्या मतलब एग्जैक्टली क्या डिस्कस करना है ई लर्निंग में?
E-learning means sir online study.
हाँ, तो आपका टॉपिक क्या होगा?
मतलब जो ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन है कि हमें होम होम मीन्स घर में बैठकर हमें सीखना चाहिए कि ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन.
हाँ, तो एक सेंटेंस में बनाइए ना, मुझे एक टॉपिक दो, एक हेडिंग दो ना मुझे. Give me a heading, give me a what do you call a sentence, a phrase. Shall I say e-learning versus regular study, regular learning?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay, now we'll all vote. Let us decide. So how many of you want to? So how many the topics? Total 6 topics. Yeah, okay, 6 topics. Give me 1 second. So these are the 6 suggestions that came up for topics. Can all of us vote? Which topic, which number do you want? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want number 5. I'm going to reply 5. I vote for 5. I think that's a very interesting topic for group discussion. What about you guys? Please reply to me, to everyone. Four, okay. Is technology making us less human? Snehal says 4. Come on, who else? Pick a topic. Which topic is good for a group discussion? Which one is your favorite? Let's pick that. Okay. Chetrali also says 4. Rutuja also says 4. Okay. Madhuri, Mayuri, Mansi, Reshma, Harshada, Sneha. Sneha has already replied. What about you guys? Which topic? 4. Okay. That's also an interesting subject. Is technology making us less human? Madhuri, I know you're okay with any of these topics, but you need to vote for one. So just pick one subject. That's why it's called voting. 4. मुझे लगा ही था. ठीक है. ठीक है. So let's do 4. And maximum votes have gone there anyways. Is technology making us less human? So 4 is the winner. Now, how many of you agree that technology is making us less human, and how many of you don't agree? Reply with a yes or no, please.
So then we have to stick to our opinion throughout the discussion.
No, but I would like to have someone with opposing views, no? नहीं तो discussion बहुत dead हो जाएगा. तो इसलिए मुझे जानना है कि कोई है क्या दूसरा व्यू का. How many agree or disagree that technology is making us less human? So Snehal agrees that technology is making us less human. Fine. Who disagrees? Reshma also agrees. Okay. Harshada also agrees. Is there anyone who doesn't agree? Who doesn't agree that technology is making us less human? Ankita also agrees. ठीक है अंकिता, लगता है आप पहली बार मुझसे बात कर रहे हो, मैंने कभी आपसे बात नहीं की.
हाँ सर.
Okay, how are you?
फाइन सर.
इतने दिन कहाँ छुपे थे आप?
यही थे सर.
Okay, Harshada, thank you. Harshada partially, okay, Madhuri agrees, Ankita agrees, Chaitrali partially agree, Harshada partially agree. Okay, very good. Harshada, I want you to completely disagree. And Chaitrali, I want you also to completely disagree, and I also disagree with this topic, with this, with this statement that technology is making us less human. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. We have, say, 10, 12 minutes left. I want you to take this time and start doing research on this topic. Okay, before that, anyone else who does not believe in the fact that technology is making us less human? I have only Harshada and Chaitrali. Is there anyone else who's like 50% agrees? Yeah, completely disagrees. Okay, good job, Mayuri. Okay, chalo, very good. So ठीक है. So now what we want, so अभी मुझे मेरा ये point समझने की कोशिश करो. ये जो हमारा group discussion है, we need to, it is not about proving the point right. Okay, is technology making us less human? This is not a debate. हमको debate नहीं करना है इस topic पे, हमको discuss करना है. तो डिस्कस करते हुए अगर आपको पर्सनली लगता है 100% कि टेक्नोलॉजी इज मेकिंग अस लेस ह्यूमन, देन फाइन. पर अगर आपको लगता है 50% कि हाँ शायद कहाँ ऐसा लगता है मुझे कि टेक्नोलॉजी इज मेकिंग अस लेस ह्यूमन, देन दैट्स आल्सो फाइन. अगर आपको 100% लगता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी इज नॉट मेकिंग अस लेस ह्यूमन एट ऑल, लाइक आई बिलीव टेक्नोलॉजी इज नॉट मेकिंग अस लेस ह्यूमन, 100% आई बिलीव दैट, then it is also fine. यहाँ पे हमको पॉइंट किसी के साथ डिसएग्री करना अलाउड है, पर डिबेट नहीं करना है. हमको सिर्फ पर्सपेक्टिव्स जानने हैं सबके. We have to encourage participation. So when I say, now all of you, most of you guys agree with the fact that technology is making us less human, but you will still listen to what I have to say, and you will not talk against me, in the sense you will not try to show me कि नहीं तू गलत बोल रहा है. ऐसा नहीं करना है. रिस्पेक्टफुली डिसएग्री कर सकते हो आप, जैसे मैं आपके साथ रिस्पेक्टफुली डिसएग्री करूंगा. ठीक है. सो अगर आपको लगता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी मेक्स अस ह्यूमन एंड यू 50-50 अनडिसाइडेड, देन डू योर रिसर्च इन सच अ वे दैट यू हैव पॉइंट्स टू सपोर्ट बोथ. अगर आपको लगता है कि 100% एग्रीमेंट में हो तो आपका रिसर्च वो हिसाब से करो. Okay, so I don't think we'll be able to start the session today itself, but I want you to ponder over this subject. And because tomorrow, whole 60 minutes, we're only going to do group discussion. We are only going to discuss this one topic the entire 1 hour. Okay, and we're going to try and develop our understanding on this one sentence: is technology making us less human? So you can take lots of examples about technology, right from the fact how technology is helping farmers in agriculture, to the fact of how it is helping Elon Musk put man on the moon, to the fact of how it is helping social media, to how it is helping, whatever, changing. You can take any example, you can include anything to do with technology, and see how it is actually making us less human or more human. You can even go into sociology and figure out how it is affecting our social life and how humans interact with one another, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll go completely 60 minutes. We will only be discussing this. Again, the point is not to prove this topic right or to prove it wrong. the idea of the group discussion is to explore this subject as much as possible. If we don't come out with an opinion, with an agreement, that's fine. If we do, then that's also fine. But the idea is to explore the subject as much as possible. Is this clear? Is the assignment clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have 9 minutes. Just take your time and start preparing. Find out some good points which we can discuss for tomorrow, and then we will start the discussion tomorrow. Sorry, someone had something to say. Any doubt? No? Okay. Guys, you need any help with the group discussion, research and preparation? Is it manageable? Okay. That's good to know, Madhuri. So I think we'll have a very interesting discussion tomorrow.
Hello.
Yes.
So can we include that points कि टेक्नोलॉजी से क्या क्या फायदे, मतलब आपने जो अभी अभी बताया मून पे गए ये वो सब, ये इंक्लूड करना है या नहीं?
कर सकते हो ना, आपका इट्स अ ग्रुप डिस्कशन, आप कुछ भी इंक्लूड कर सकते
Yes,
हो।
but the topic is about technology is making us less human. तो सिर्फ उस बाउंड्रीज कैसे सेट करने हैं वो नहीं समझ आ रहा, क्या पॉइंट्स?
It is a question. It is not a subject. The subject itself is a question. It is asking you, is technology making us less human? Right? So it is up to you to give your opinion. अगर आपको लगता है कि it is making us less human, then fine. अगर आपको नहीं लगता है, that's also fine. अगर आप undecided हो, तो that's also fine.
No sir, my question is, तो सिर्फ उसी पर्सपेक्टिव मतलब उसी क्वेश्चन को कंसीडर करके ही पॉइंट्स इंक्लूड करने हैं या अदर्स भी?
Others मतलब कौन सा? अभी एग्जांपल दो मुझे।
मतलब ये टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से क्या क्या चेंजेस आए हैं,
हाँ, वो भी इंक्लूड
वीडियो
करो।
कॉल पे ऐसे कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, तो वो उस पॉइंट को कंसीडर करके नहीं होगा ना, कि मतलब ह्यूमन को कैसे हम खुद एफर्ट्स कैसे लेस कर रहे हैं, उसका कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं होगा ना उसके साथ। वो टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड है बट इस क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड नहीं है ऐसे,
नहीं,
या वो
बट
इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, इट इज इंक्लूड। आई विल टेल यू फॉर एग्जांपल, आप कौन सा आप कौन सा, व्हिच एग्जांपल डिड आई गिव, व्हिच एग्जांपल आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट?
एनीवन, जैसे हम मून पे
मून
वहां
पे,
पे
हाँ ठीक है।
सैटेलाइट एंड ऑल,
तो अभी
और
हम मार्स पे जा रहे हैं, तो मार्स पे जाने
हाँ,
से हम लेस ह्यूमन हुए क्या मोर ह्यूमन हुए?
उसका कैसा कनेक्शन है उसके साथ?
हो गया। अरे यार, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स लव टू एक्सप्लोर। ह्यूमन बीइंग्स कैन नेवर सिट क्वाइटली इन वन प्लेस। जब हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं था, मतलब the very first things we developed to travel and explore is we used to ride horses. After that we invented carts, bullock carts, horse carts. After that we invented car, then we invented boats, then we invented ships, then we invented planes, then we invented rockets. Now we are going to different planets. So that is being human, isn't it?
यस यस यस, ओके।
So
मुझे
it is
लगा
the
कि मतलब ऐसे हम जैसे हम जाके उठ के स्विच ऑन नहीं करते, तो उसके लिए हमने रिमोट बनाया है ताकि ह्यूमन एफर्ट्स, मैन एफर्ट्स सिर्फ
that
उसी
is
पे
also, yeah, that is also a valid point. So that one way, in a way, it is making us less human, because everything today is at a fingertips.
यस,
So that also is a valid point. I'm not denying that point. But
उसी
as
ट्रैक
far
पे नहीं
as
चलना ना, पर
आप कौन से भी ट्रैक पे चलो, आपके ऊपर है। मैं कैसे अभी दोनों साइड बोला, मैंने ये भी बोला कि technology is helping us go to Mars. So as human beings, we love to explore. So technology is helping us become more human because we are exploring, we are discovering new planets, new stars, and imagine how great the future is.
हाँ, मतलब
But
कनेक्शन है उसका भी ह्यूमन के साथ। हाँ,
कनेक्शन है। But at the same time, it is also making us lazy. क्योंकि आज अगर मुझे कुछ सामान खरीदना है तो मैं बिग बास्केट से ऑर्डर करके घर पे आ जाता है मेरा सामान डिलीवरी। करेक्ट। एक टाइम था जब मैं बाहर जाता था, शॉपिंग करता था, फिर घर पे आता था। तो आई हैव बिकम लेजी दैट वे। थोड़ा भी घर का काम करने बोलो तो जान पे आता है। So that way it is making me less human.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So that way we can discuss the topic to whatever parameter you like, and we can try and come to some kind of an agreement. But if you ask me, I don't agree that it is making, ये सब consider करने के बाद अगर मेरा end conclusion पूछे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि technology is making us less human. इसलिए मैंने बोला I don't agree with the statement. It doesn't mean you have to agree with me or not. ये मेरा perspective है. ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
पर ये और बात करेंगे हम कल.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Alright. चलो guys, I'll see you all tomorrow at 3 o'clock. कल अब सबका वर्किंग है, राइट? छुट्टी नहीं है ना? हाँ अर्शिता, all working right tomorrow? Madhuri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. See you guys. Bye bye.